It witnessed a coronation over the weekend as well. Xi Jinping has now secured a historic third term. He has stacked the leadership team with loyalists. So as far as the Chinese president is concerned, he has got everything in control. But I'm afraid the same cannot be said about the Chinese economy. Chinese markets witnessed a mass sell-off. Foreign investors are fleeing. Today, Chinese markets witnessed a mass sell-off and overseas investors dumped $2.5 billion worth of shares. The sell-off seems to be a response to Sunday's events. Xi Jinping unveiled the new members of the Politburo Standing Committee. This is the top decision-making body of the Chinese government. There are 7 positions within the Standing Committee. One of the seats is taken by Xi Jinping, of course. The other 6 will be filled by 6 men who are all loyal allies of Xi Jinping.
They're all Xi Jinping's men. There is just one faction now dominating the party, the Xi Jinping faction. And clearly all these leaders have worked with Xi Jinping, they were promoted by Xi Jinping, and no other factions are represented in leadership. He has achieved his goals in terms of power consolidation, there is no question about it. The leadership is, as I said earlier, more monochrome. But the problem is that with a bunch of yes men, there are much less checks and balances.
A bunch of yes men. Yes, that is how he described the new leadership of China. That's what seems to have spooked the investors. The presence of loyalists won't be any change to Xi Jinping's policies. There are no market-friendly officials or domain experts who can perhaps challenge Xi Jinping's economic policies. In fact, the new standing committee is only a reflection of the larger trend. Across the board, more loyalists have been installed on key positions. What do these appointments mean for the outside world? It is too soon to tell the exact direction that Xi Jinping would take. Some appointments hint at a harder stance, perhaps essentially when it comes to territorial disputes. Consider the name of General He Weidong, for instance. He has overseen the PLA's Eastern Theatre Command since 2019. He has been elevated to China's Central Military Commission, or CMC. This is China's top military body. Xi Jinping chairs the CMC himself. This elevation for General He seems to be a reward. Reports say he was the architect of the recent military drills around Taiwan. This happened after US House Speaker Nancy Pelosi paid a visit to the island. Similarly, 2 more military personnel with Taiwan-focused backgrounds have been added to the CMC. So China seems to have bolstered its military leadership, keeping in mind the goal, the objective of eventually taking control of Taiwan. During the party congress, Xi Jinping refused to rule out the use of force to gain control over the island. Listen in.
The resolution of the Taiwan issue is a matter for the Chinese ourselves to decide. We insist on striving for the prospect of peaceful reunification with the greatest sincerity and with the greatest effort. However, we are not committed to abandoning the use of force, and we reserve the option of taking all necessary measures. This is aimed at the interference of external forces and a very small number of Taiwan independents, separatists, and their secessionist activities, and not at the compatriots in Taiwan at large.
The Chinese president is not stopping at Taiwan. Generals from the PLA's Western Theatre Command have been promoted too. Yes, this is the same theatre command that looks after China's border with India. So who are the ones who have gotten the promotion? There are 3 generals in total. General He Weidong, he recently served as the head of the ground forces in the Western Theatre Command. General He will now serve as the new vice chairman of the CMC. The second name is General Zhang Yuxia. He is believed to be a close associate of Xi Jinping, and he has been appointed as the first vice chairman of the CMC. He will be the highest ranking vice chairman of the body. The third elevation is of General Xu Shilin, against someone who led the PLA troops in the Western Theatre Command. He will be one of the 205 members of the new Central Committee. Now, how should India assess this move? Earlier today, we posed this question to a former Indian diplomat who has served in China. Listen in to his analysis.
Now, the Western Theatre Command, as you know, is the largest theatre command in China, and there has been the situation with the tri-junction at Bhutan and also at the border. So these three commanders who have had experience of the Western Theatre Command and dealing with India have been elevated. The signal is quite clear that the border with India is going to be live. It is already live, but it's going to be in focus.
So with Xi Jinping surrounding himself with loyalists, it is certain that any foreign policy or military move will have the Chinese president's stamp of approval. WION World is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news updates on the move.